Would I eat Mounjaro weight loss and zepbound weight loss? Hi, friends. I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. On today's episode of What Do I Eat on Mounjaro 15 milligrams after over a year of being on Mounjaro, having lost 79 pounds to date on my 100 plus journey for weight loss. We're going to go ahead and dive in. I woke up, I had some coffee, and I am instantaneously springing out of bed, not really, but making a crock pot slow cooker recipe. That is one of my Mounjaro recipes. I will link it down in the description link below. And I'm actually going to make a freezer meal. It was quiet in my house and I just wanted to knock it out. I had all the ingredients and my lemons were going bad. So I wanted to make this freezer bag Mounjaro dinner recipe for a future What I Eat in a Day video. And I'm actually making 2 large portions of it. So that recipe will be linked down below, but it's basically using organic chicken or chicken thighs or whatever protein you wanted. And I'm making it a Greek lemon slow cooker bag. It is so good. It's so easy. If you don't have Greek seasoning, you can totally use Italian seasoning. I love that Greek seasoning though. From Fresh Tracks, it's really, really good and clean, and it tastes super minty, which is one of the things that I love with the citrus flavor. And so I'm making 2 bags of them. So I always, whenever I do my Mounjaro recipes and my zepbound recipes, I always make double of them just because if I'm pulling out all these ingredients, might as well and just put them in my freezer. It's really, really easy to do these. And then you just thaw them the night before. So the next morning they're thawed out and then you can use them. I'm going to go ahead and add in some garlic in there, some fresh garlic for my freezer bag. And again, I'm so proud of myself. I get an extra round of applause because I did this all right after having coffee and even before my Mounjaro breakfast. And my family's still snoozing. You snooze, you lose, but I wanted to knock this out because it's so simple to scoop these ingredients in. I did use freshly squeezed lemons. I had some leftovers and I just wanted to get rid of them, but you could totally use lemon juice or lime juice. Add in there some Dijon mustard. Again, the exact quantities will be on my countessofshopping.com, my amazing blog for all things Mounjaro, weight loss, zepbound weight loss, and WEGOVY weight loss, semaglutide weight loss, and tirzepatide weight loss. So, and next I'm going to be using a little bit of olive oil. Like I said, these recipes are super simple. It is not complicated in the Countess of Shopping kitchen because I am just like you guys. I'm super busy. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've got a really demanding workload recently, and I have a family member who I've been caretaking for. And so trying to come up with simple, easy to eat things while losing weight on my Mounjaro is really helpful. Now, today on my What I Eat in the Day, wow, that's a lot of oil, by the way. That just took a long time to pour. Holy chips, that was a long pour. What we're going to do on our What I Eat in the Day, today is day 6 for me on my shot. So tomorrow I will be taking my shot. What I eat on day 6 of Mounjaro, totally different than what I eat on day 1 and day 2 after my shot with Mounjaro. And same thing for semaglutides. If you're on tirzepatides, usually you have some appetite suppression. I say usually, but we are all not the same and things are all going to be different. And obviously, I'm not a healthcare professional, so always check with your own healthcare professional. So after I've done my Mounjaro recipe, my little freezer bag recipe here, I'm just mixing it all together. I love using these easy Ziploc bags because then I can just mixy, and then flatten them out. And then I put them on a baking sheet so they stay really, really flat in the freezer. And it makes it easy just for storage. And then I label them and date them with my chicken scratch recipe there and put them in my freezer. I will link down below that recipe for you guys so you can easily make it too. I'm walking Mr. Freddie for my 3-mile walk in the morning, getting this out, knocking it out. And I came home and I had my Mounjaro breakfast, which is going to be today's sponsor, which is the Biocare Dietary Beverage. I was finding that I was not having enough protein, even in spite of making sure I'm doing like my crock pot meals and being super persnickety about getting in my 100 to 120 grams of protein per day per my GLP-1 dietitian. So I am taking Biocare, the dietary beverage, because it has in there 20 grams of protein. I'm putting in there 6 ounces of water. They have chocolate. They have mixed fruit. The mixed fruit is my absolute favorite. If you love chocolate, you will love their chocolate recipe too. I'm just not a big chocolate person. But the chocolate recipe or the chocolate packet has only 150 calories with that 20 grams of protein. And the mixed fruit has 130 calories with 20 grams of protein, which is why I make this my Mounjaro breakfast because it's so simple. You just put the water into the line, shake it all about like the hokey pokey in your little mixer, mixy, and then you drink it. Because I'm bougie, I do like to add a little bit of ice to mine. You totally don't have to. I recommend the smaller blenders, but I just happen to have mine out because I was doing another recipe that required blending. I'll link my favorite blenders down in the description link below for you too. I've tested out a bunch of them. And so I'll link those down below for you. But it's really, really simple. After I shake it all about, I just put in my Biocare Dietary Beverage drink in there, and then I blend it with a little bit of ice. You totally don't have to do that. I simply just love making, I love the ice in it. It makes me so incredibly happy. It makes me feel like I'm having, I don't know, I feel like I'm on an island somewhere in like the Bahamas. Meanwhile, it's like snowing outside. No, I'm just teasing. But I'm absolutely obsessed with the flavor too. Mixed fruit is my favorite flavor. See, doesn't that look like I'm on a luxurious island? And I'm getting in my 20 grams of protein. Boom! In my 100 to 120 gram protein goal for the day, which is what I'm going to eat today on Mounjaro, is getting in high protein and really focusing on that because of muscle mass. Now, one of the things I love about Biocare is their focus is that high protein to reduce common gastrointestinal side effects that happen with weight loss medication, sustain lean body mass and essential nutrient intake, and provide a blend of digestive enzymes, fiber, and bioactive compounds for enhanced nutrient absorption, which has been true. You guys have heard me talk about my Mounjaro 15 milligrams and how much I was having gastrointestinal issues. And it's one of the reasons why I love Biocare, because it falls in line with helping with those gastrointestinal issues. Now, I'm making next, we're moving along. I'm making my Mounjaro dessert. You're going to see this later tonight. It's going to be a frozen treat, but literally I just added in there 2 tablespoons with a cup and a half of Greek yogurt, mixed it together. And so I'm getting a ton of protein in there. It's like 40 grams of protein so far for this dessert. And then I'm mixing in some fruit that I have. Again, it's along the tropical theme today, apparently. And it's pink. It's so pretty. My favorite colors are blush and bashful, honey. So I'm putting in there, I bought this little cute tray for Valentine's Day, but you can get whatever you want. Ice molds will work too. But basically I'm going to take and layer fruit, this Greek yogurt with the Biocare Dietary Beverage blend, more fruit, and it's a power-packed dessert at nighttime. It feels like a frozen popsicle. You can make them actually with popsicle sticks. I didn't. But you can use in there if you want for your fruit, whatever fruit you love. I love raspberries, strawberries, pomegranates, cherries, dragon fruit. Again, I just really wanted some pink Valentine's Day, but you don't have, like, you could do whatever you wanted in there. But you guys know my love of pomegranates is deep, and I love the texture of pomegranates. So I got the cute little heart mold, but you could do whatever as long as you just have something even to freeze them in. Even if you wanted to even put it in like a little ramekins or things like that too. Make the bottom layer fruit, and you can use as much fruit or as little fruit as you want. I'm going to link the recipe down for my separate article on countessofshopping.com, my blog for all things Mounjaro recipes. And I'll also link it in the description link below. So a layer of fruit goes down first. I'm doing pomegranates, raspberries, and strawberries separately. Like, I just wanted to have the separate flavors of them. Plus, they look so pretty. Then I'm taking a scoop to fill in of that Greek yogurt and then the Biocare Dietary Beverage mix. You could use their chocolate in there too. I stand with their mixed fruit. It's so good, but you could totally do chocolate in there if you wished. Um, I'm flattening that out in my little molds, doing about a scoop of those, and then putting another layer of fruit on there. And then I kind of mish it in, like you put it on the top. But because I'm going to be freezing this, and I'll just freeze it for a couple of hours, I squish the fruit in there so it stays. You could use some protein cereal if you wanted some texture. I ended up squishing the protein cereal to make it like little sprinkles on top because I'm bougie extra like that. And I wanted to try it with a little bit of the pomegranate juice from my pomegranate seeds. That one actually did not turn out good. I do not recommend putting the juice in there. Just put the fruit. You can even use pre-frozen fruit if you wanted organic fruit on there that's already pre-frozen. And then just put it in your freezer for a couple of hours. I put it on a freezer baking sheet tray. Now I'm going to go ahead and make our lunch/dinner. I ended up getting a HelloFresh. Normally we eat out a ton, and I'm trying to cook more at home. And I thought using HelloFresh would be a faster way to cook and eat. And if you don't have HelloFresh, you could totally take this concept of what to make. It came with all the little ingredients and sauces and vegetables in there, so I didn't have to go shopping for anything, which, as I'm caretaking for a family member in the hospital, this is a win-win. Which is, by the way, having Biocare, the dietary beverage, with a family member in the hospital is really, really easy for an on-the-go lifestyle too. But so it came with rice. I'm not a huge rice person, but my family is. The Duke and the Count love rice. So I'm putting in there, and I'm actually rinsing my rice. I saw a whole video on how you need to rinse rice, so I did. I put in there, I had rinsed my rice, and then I ended up adding 3/4 of a cup of rice. See, I wanted to show you guys. I've rinsed my rice. See, do I get a gold star? I rinsed it. I put the 3/4 of a cup into a pan, and then I just started to make the rice together. It came in the HelloFresh, which I'll link down in the description link below if you want to get some, great. If you don't, great. Or just use this concept for your Mounjaro, what you eat in a day, or if you're on WEGOVY or zepbound weight loss, tirzepatide, or semaglutide weight loss. Mr. Freddy says, yes, Queen. He was near the pork. You could use with this chicken or shrimp or any other type of protein. You would tofu if you're not if you don't eat meat. But it came with the lime, cabbage, and scallion on there. You just cut those all up. I washed them because I'm a germ phobe. I washed them and I cut them all up really, really easily and chop that together. The Duke actually really wanted to help with this recipe too, which was nice. I love that it came with the lime. It was so good. I love lime. I love putting lime in recipes. It's just that fresh citrus, but also I loved having the cabbage in there too, which was really, really nice. The recipe called to separate the white scallions from the green onions, or the white onions from the part of it versus the green onions. And then I ended up cutting up my cabbage into little bites. I just wanted little pieces. I don't like having like huge hunks on my fork. So I cut things up a little bit more to make it a little bit more bite sized for my petite, delicate mouth. No, I'm just kidding. And I'm heating up that pork that came in there. Again, you could use chicken in this. If you don't like pork, you could use it for whatever you wish for your Mounjaro meal, for your Mounjaro lunch or Mounjaro dinner. Mixing this all together, mixy, and getting that all nice and browned up, nice and cooked, adding in there the cabbage, added in there the white part of the scallions in there, getting that until it's thoroughly like mixed together. I love that there's vegetables in there too, that I felt like you could put this with the rice, or you could just add more cabbage onto it if you wanted to. But it came with the seasoning on there too, with the white sesame seeds. I never would have thought of my own recipe to add white sesame seeds. Like, it was so awesome. It was so awesome. And Mr. Freddy was the cleanup crew because you guys know I cook like the Swedish chef from the Muppets. So he came along as I was like putting stuff. It was like flicking off the cast iron pan. And Mr. Freddy came over and was like, yes, Queen, I will help you, mother. I will help clean up after you. And then the recipe called to add in some of that lime on there. And then also before I served it, it said you could put the fresh lime as the garnish on top right before you serve it too, which was so good. I encourage you, add more lime to your recipes. It's delicious. So it had already in there the hoisin sauce. It had the sweet chili sauce in there, pre-portioned, so I didn't even have to think about it or take out a tape measure. I love that these are just no think. And at this part of the day, my brain was like, no, I don't want to think anymore. So it was really easy just to mix the ingredients together. See, look at my little sesame seeds. And then that's with the recipe that it came with as well. So I'll link down in the description link below. So you're going to be able to get that too if you wanted to get the discount or not, just using the idea for your future Mounjaro one. But it was the Mushu pork bowls is what I had. I didn't really eat the rice in it, but my family loved the rice. So to each their own. If you wanted to do cauliflower rice instead, or put it over like broccoli instead, or now it's time for my Mounjaro dinner, but it became like this big snack. It's so good. These are all frozen now. They've been in there, I don't know, like 6 or 7 hours. I forget how long. You could even do it for multiple days or whatever. Pop them out of your molds. Are they not so cute? They're little hearts just in time for like they're so cute. I love them so much. I just think these are the cutest snacks. But that whole thing was over 40 grams of protein. Over 40 grams of protein. Like, hello, yes, queen. So I ended up having two of them, maybe three. I wanted to sample them all. That was the raspberry. There's the pomegranate, and then there's the strawberry on there. They were so good. I couldn't eat it right as it came out of the freezer. It was too hard, so I let it melt for, I don't know, a couple minutes. And then it was like this delicious ice creamy treat. It was so good. And because I added in there the Biocare Dietary Beverage with the mixed fruit flavoring, it was this power-packed punch of taste. It was so good. Now I'm testing out, we're going to be traveling, so I was testing out my Mounjaro Travel Case. I'll link that down in the description link below for you too. If you're going to be traveling, these are really, really easy to add to take your Mounjaro pens with you, or your zepbound pens, WEGOVY pens, or if you're on a compound like tirzepatide or semaglutide. I also wanted to test out I didn't eat these. My little boy wanted to test out, I've been testing out 2-quart air fryers to tell you guys which one's the best. So my little boy wanted some French fries for dessert. And it was the 2-quart one, and he could easily do it too. And he wanted to show you guys, the Duke wanted to show you guys, he really liked it a lot. And it was easy for kids to use with the dials on there to easily cook. and they're 2 quarts. So we highly recommend this one. We actually really like this one too, and it made the French fries extra, extra crispy, which was amazing. And so I had some time with the Duke tonight. As I'm kind of winding down, I got to hang out with him as well.
Okay, making our snowflake here. Got mine, poking it out like so.
Okay.
Okay.
Doesn't it look exactly like that? You can also make it sideways.
Okay.
Okay, and now you have these box ears.
Okay.
All right, and now you're gonna need scissors after.
I love them so much.
Cool.
Those are so cool.
I love it, Cooper.
Special thank you to Biocare Dietary Beverage for sponsoring today's edition. You can go ahead and get your Biocare Dietary Beverage down in the description link below. I am absolutely obsessed with the mixed fruit and also their chocolate flavor for high protein.